3 spawns for fuel, 4 for nades. Technically I can pick up fuel on a slower spot, but I don't want to. Yes, codes are random. Like, it might be a good idea to just, like, take a break with any % stuff for a little bit. Grind that out. Just, where I don't have to think about RNG. Just go for it. No needs there. So I used to think like the starting digits on a lock were random. I think it's always the same. Oh my god, pick up the... pick up the goddamn thing. It's like when you go to input the code, I think those... like where the tumblers start, is that what they're called? Or like, it's always the same. I think. So I think there is a little bit of strategy of like if you know the code before you even get to where you input it, of knowing which way you need to turn the tumblers. Of course, then you have to remember all the tumbler positions, but like if you really want to get sweaty with it. Or rather, barricades. The barracudas. Do the barracuda. No grenade again. Whoa. It's it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Could have been so fast. It's missed the save. Ooh, my god, move. That's fine. We keep going. I'm sure there's no nades over here anyway, so. No nade and no fuel. Am I playing on hard? What's going on here? Where are my spawns? And even if I don't get grenades, give me fuel, please. Give me something. It'd be really nice if all of these runs just got up to communications and looked for the key. I mean, that's still like a really awful way to lose a run, but not even getting through prisons is brutal. For the most part, the thing that would affect the run is there's less item spawns on higher difficulties. So you'd just be resetting more for not getting nades and fuel. Be essentially the things. Now, I know some people would make a case for like the monster AI would be more reactive, but like a good run, you still wouldn't even see the monster. So, like, he ever popped up, you just reset. Alright, 3147. Like, where the items can spawn at are fixed, so like the spots I'm looking at for grenades will always have a grenade if it spawns in. It's just not always going to be there, you know? Did I just forget what that code was? I think I might have. I think I'm remembering the other code. I think I just blanked out. Yeah. Oops. GG. I'm dumb. I just forgot the code. 178. Could be. Definitely could have been. Woo! Waking up. Don't you guys just love waking up? I hate it. You don't like waking up and immediately going to grab a gun? Like, are you a true American? What the fuck? Ah, so you wake up and immediately drop acid? Hell yeah. It took me about 5.5 hours casually, I think. Playing on hard. Oh my god, this barrel, why is this barrel so hard to jump on top of? Alright, 3200, 3200, 3200, 3200. Finally got some spawns. Only took like an hour of attempts. That wasn't super clean. See ya, buddy. See ya. Why wanna be ya? Nope, GG. Alright. And the rats bit me in the ass. Where'd my key spawn? Last bed. So sad. Oh, this run. It's fun, but like to actually like get any sort of PB now and get record, like it's just Waiting for the stars to align. Oh no. Not my friends. Okay. Hey, we got a grenade on the shelf. That's a good sign. I think I went from 95.60 to 93.60. Move. Get out of here. Get out of here. I know second nade. Alright. Probably losing us a couple seconds here. Alright, time to believe in the key. Oh, the grab sometimes is wonderful, and definitely don't hate it. Alright, come on. It really sucks the grab was awful then. Are the attempts? I mean, I've gotten a couple PBs, but right now we're heavily resetting over RNG. I'm not too happy with, but it's the way these runs are.
21 left. Cody's 6, 4, 7.
Alright, 6, 4, 7. Okay. Yes, alright. Got our second aid. That's a really lucky pickup. Got not mess up the execution. All the RNG's pretty much out of the way. I was afraid that's gonna hit me, but I don't think it possibly can. The terrible. I wonder if it's even worth jumping on that second box or if I should just crouch jump over to the other thing. It's probably not. Why not worth jumping on the second box? You good yet? Not yet. Trying. Okay, code is 647. Oop. Oh no. So I don't like how this monster sounds right now. He's like right in the way. Broke this open for me though, so that was nice. Can't wait for the bridge to be down at the end. Yeah, there's like no room for movement errors at all. For sure. That's scary. If I'd died to the monster there, I would have cried. I think that bridge just broke. fall down. Woo! Alright. We got it. We got Glitchless back. That's record. Record by about 4 seconds. My heart was beating at the end there. Yes! Woo! Yeah, there's like no room for error in the movement. It's crazy. That is just... Glitchless record? 10:19:79. It was 10:23, but... we just got it back. I wouldn't expect to hold on to it for very long, the amount of people that are trying to grind this category, but, you know. I'm really happy with that time. Could I do it faster? Probably. Do I want to grind out the RNG for it? That's a different question. Oh, man. Woo! Let's see those final stat screens, baby. Another day. Another day, another dollar. Woo! Woo! Like I started off this stream getting any percent record, and by the time I got this glitchless record, I have lost the any percent record. Oh man! All right, time to do some any percent. Whoa! Sheesh! Oh, everybody, what's up? You guys literally just missed the glitchless record. We just got it back. Gonna do some many percent stuff here. But what's up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Just missed the glitchless record. Oh my god. 10:19. Woo! Let me save these splits real quick. Welcome on in, everybody. Hello, hello. So we're gonna do some more runs, but we're gonna switch from the RNG heavy run to the super broken category. So we're ending after the record. No. I'm gonna do more. My sleep schedule's like super fucked up, so I need to like stay up for a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna do a run, then I'm gonna use the bathroom, so let's show this bad boy off. Oh, wait, continue. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. The continue threw me off. Hope you had a good stream, man. What are you up to? Silent Hill Homecoming. Ew. Love the homecoming action. Sounds like fun. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. Like so, we're doing some Amnesia the Bunker speedruns. I actually got the record back for any percent earlier, and by the time I went to grind out the glitchless record, any percent got taken back, so. We're back on this grind. I want to get to inbounds, but people just, they won't let me have the record, you know? No PBs though, damn. Yeah, as long as you had fun, tried your best, you'll get there. Just means another fun-filled stream of PB attempts, you know? Just throwing for content. Alright, if you guys have not seen The Bunker, any percent, let me welcome you to an experience. Don't blink. Don't get an ad break because you might miss it. And now we're on the final map. Slow clipping. And I just grab the shovel and off we go. Oops. Didn't actually grab it. There we go. Wait, did I really still not grab it? Oh, that's a shame. Well, I kind of messed up. That quickly? Yep. You look at the record for this game, for 80%. It is 50 seconds of waking up, 47 seconds of gameplay. Also, let me move my timer back over. I don't like it being on the left. I'm a right side kind of boy. Yeah, it is, it's pretty fun. It's a little silly to grind out. Honestly, I might switch to inbounds. Kind of need to mess with it some. I'm just kind of perturbed that I lost the second by, or record by like half a second at most. Actually, it's not even that. It's like 0.3 of a second, I think, is what Windward beat me by. I should actually like look at what his actual time is so I know. I should definitely have that information. If you want to learn how to run this category, and the pinned message is there, or you can just check out my speedrun YouTube. I did put out a pretty quick tutorial. It's like 6 minutes long. You can learn how to do these clips and prop flies, and it's pretty easy just to do. To go fast, you know, you gotta throw caution to the wind, but just to do the run, if you want to have some fun with it, learn something short. You want to learn your first speed run. My plan is actually to put a glitchless tutorial tomorrow. It's a little bit more complicated, and there's a lot of like RNG that, ooh, what a boost. There we go. Alright, let me see what Windward's time was for this. What did he actually get? 137.63. What was my time? 137.72. Oh, wait. Oh, it's not. Oh my god, it's that. He beat me by that much? Oh my god, I'm so upset. I didn't realize it was that close. 9/100ths of a second is what he beat me by. Bruh. This man beat my record by 9/100ths of a second. I thought it was at least like a little bit more than that. Okay, well, we'll see. So I might do like a handful of these, and if I'm not really feeling it. We'll do some inbounds maybe. 'Cause inbounds is a category that has not had a lot of love so far. I don't think it could be a decent thing to do. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna go pee. I should do that after this. Honestly, the adrenaline of that glitchless run's still kind of wearing off. That was nerve-wracking at the end. No. Alright, I'm gonna go pee real quick and we'll do some more. We shall do some more. Actually, you know what? Because I'm gonna stream for longer, I should probably highlight that video real quick. Alright, give me just a moment. I gotta go highlight and export this bad boy. Let's see. What did I say my time was? I've already forgotten. 10:17? 10:19, right? Yeah, 10:19, 10:19. 10:19, alright. Let me look for this real quick. Can hear my own self. Oh god, I hate it. It's just... we just got it back. Okay. Do that. Trying to find the start of the run. Let me see if this is it real quick. And we can get back to doing some runs. Not my friend. Hey. Oh. Is this it? Is this a good run? Move. Let's see. I think, I mean, I'd have to reset like right now. Okay, this is it. Alright. Just want to get this. Just want to get this one out of the way. Get it up on YouTube and whatnot. Ah, let's go again. Let's go again. So honestly, I might go do some inbound stuff. I don't know if I really feel like the 70% grind. It's just 9/10 of a second. Like, come on. Not 9/10 of a second. 9/100ths of a second is what needs to be saved here. 9/100ths of a second. It's the difference between record and myself. My hair is all sorts of just messed up right now. Also, I don't even remember if I know the route for inbounds at this point. Might have to just do a whole bunch of testing. Oh, it didn't clip out. So even if I don't get it right away, I still want to just practice like the clip in and the boost. Like these runs are so short that like I don't want to just sit there and reset if I don't get the clip out. Unless it throws me in the void or something, like I'm going to try to finish these runs. Okay. Well, this is an awful attempt. Whee! All right. You're now on your own. I'm really happy I got that glitchless time though, because like even if it gets beaten, I can like focus on System Shock tomorrow. I feel like. Which also has a lot of stuff I need to learn. There's a lot of new like routing potential for System Shock. Try to get sub 40 in that. No. The advanced climb. No. Thing. I don't think that would have been a record, but it would have been still a quick run. Honestly, it's surprising how many runs that railing has killed. Like, just not getting enough height, like one jump too short. Is the game even scared you in the first playthrough? I mean, I don't ever get, like, afraid during a run, like, during a playthrough. I definitely, like, try to immerse in, like, the atmosphere and take it in, but my brain, especially for video games, is too active in trying to, like, break down the mechanics of how things work to, like, even consider being scared. Like, when I see the monster run at me, I'm, like, thinking mechanically, like, oh, is there ways to avoid him? Can I just, like, mess with his AI? Can I, you know, hide in this corner? Stuff like that. Even, like, oh, no, a monster's chasing me. I'm just, like, seeing ones and zeros. Join the runs later. What's going on with you? Yeah, they're fun. They're stressful, but I'm having fun with them. Yeah, Glitchless has the RNG stuff, which is kind of annoying when you're going for a good time, but even then, it's still like a fun run to do. Like, you get past all that. You get past all the annoying parts, it's pretty fun. That's what I'm saying. Damn, if the clip out and the clipping had been better. It was like a really good final part. This VOD's gonna take 70 minutes to process. It's 12 minutes long. Alright, let's keep on going. Might try ESDF. Thanks for Spearrun 2 on Bunker. I mean, yeah, I've always used ESDF as soon as I got into PC gaming. Like, it works for me. It's just like a comfortability thing, but you know, you could try it out. Doesn't hurt to give it a shot. Find what's best for you. I can't say it's instantly gonna make you better, but you know, maybe. Easiest frictional games run? Yes. I mean, the fact that it's less than a minute of gameplay, like... Okay, I was kind of slow getting over to the wall. It's kind of ripperoony. Ripperoony. So like I have like a full-size keyboard. It's got like the numpad and stuff. But I tried like a 60% keyboard at SGDQ, and ESDF felt really awful on those. At least the ones they had at the hotel. I was not a fan. I was like, ooh, I'm glad I never bought one of these because it may have been wasted money. I've always meant to make a video on like why I use ESDF and my general keybinds. And I've tried to make it several times. I'm never happy with the way it comes out. One day. One day. Time is it? 6:38. I said I'm feeling around 7 if I want to switch to inbounds or not. This is definitely doable. I can get this one back, but I don't know if I'm necessarily in the mood to grind out 80%. Oh. One second. Can I think this might make things easier for me here. Oh, that's stuck in the way. Right, let me just pretend this is here for a second. Whoa, it's like I'm just waking up. Whoop. Oh yeah, that's gonna be yeah. I don't know, I didn't think to do that sooner. Now my hands aren't gonna be spaghetti all over my keyboard. Like, it's not too awkward to hit my previous keybinds, like holding F for moving right, Shift for sprinting, and I hit R for bringing the box to me, but it's not great. So putting rotate on my mouse is going to be a little nicer. Nah. I just gotta get used to actually using these keybinds. Oh my god, that's so much smoother. Holy. Whoop. Okay. So scary that you can move your mouse during like the load screen and then it flicks when it actually loads in. No boost. Actually, like, that probably had potential. I could set up a split to be like, when I load into the second part, to get a better sense of things, but it's just not worth it. Just not worth it, you know? I also feel like if I do that, I'm like really committing myself to this grind, and I don't know if I'm a little afraid of that commitment, you know? Here we go. Here we go. No. Sag. It's all ogre, man. Other horror games I'm looking forward to running. 1 second. One brief second. I'll be done with this run. I can look at that momentarily. Yeah, this was just a bad clip out. Other horror games you're looking forward to in the future? Oh, just like casually? I don't really know of too many horror games coming out. Alan Wake 2 looks pretty cool. Wasn't like the biggest fan of the first game. Just like gameplay wise, I felt like it dragged on and did not need the open world aspects that it had, but I'm looking forward to 2. Other than that, I don't really know of too many horror games actually coming out. Oh, there is the one that just got announced by the Chinese room. Still the Deep Wakes or something like that. Still Wakes the Deep, whatever the hell that name was. I look forward to that. But that's probably not going to be out for a very long time. How does the live split time relate to the final time displayed at the credits? Well, not entirely sure how the in-game time that the game tells you is there, is counted. We'd have to like look into the files for that or ask a dev. Our live split timer is shorter. For the most part, it's like always like a minute shorter. So it might count like even the stuff before our timer starts, like after we click new game. Not entirely sure. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Fast clip. No, okay. Still okay, still okay. We need a mega boost here. Oh, I hit the thing. I don't think this has a shot, but yeah, no. Yeah. Close. Because some older frictional games, like the Penumbras, had the in-game time as well. But that was super broken because it, if you ever reloaded a save, anything you had done past that save point didn't count towards in-game time, so you could really cheese it. Is there specific input to getting the boost? No. You just need to like fall into the slope surface. So like if this is the slope right here, just take the edge of this. You want to like land on it and then like jump out of it. You like carry all the momentum from this slope as you're falling down, and then you just jump to maintain it. Otherwise you just splat into the floor. And it's usually easier if you don't like jump straight down onto it, but you come like at it and then like turn away. It's kind of weird, but it's something I've like picked up from running the other titles as well. I don't think Soma has any boosts like that. like unintentional ones. There are boosts like that that can throw you off the map, but I don't know if Soulmate uses any of those intentionally. I can't think of a boost off the top of my head. But Rebirth does for sure. It's got a really cool one in the Oasis map. The Dark Descent makes use of slope boosting all over the place. Like, the record's just constantly slope boosting. Machine for Pigs kind of does, I think. Oh, nope. That's lovely. Playing Outlast Trials? Yes, I did play the Outlast Trials. I did all of the trials and all the side missions. I didn't do like the harder versions of them, but I was playing solo. That was enough for me. Did I just put it on hard mode? Oh my god. It wouldn't have mattered, but... I don't really have any interest in running the trials. I'm curious to see when people actually get like all of it down and figure out the strats and whatnot, what it looks like, but... Like, playing co-op horror games, like, I would love to. Like, there's definitely ones that I missed out on that, like, I felt like would have been kind of cool to play. It just... Anytime I play games, I feel like I need to stream it. And then also finding, like, other streamer friends to play with. It's hard to figure out times and schedule it all out. I'm also, like, the kind of person that if I start playing a game, especially, like, a co-op game, I want to, like, not stop playing it. Which does not work for a lot of other people's schedule, you know. Not everyone can stay up until 7 a.m. playing games. Unfortunately. So I didn't love that grab. Oop. Yeah, let's get a little practicing. Yeah, like this boost, no special inputs, just like jump out and then like hit the slope. And then smash jump like your life depends on it. Yeah. It was all good except for the clip. Videos for the first time in Anthology, 80% run. Looks crazy. Thank you. We're actually gonna, this Friday, because before Fridays were always my Frictional Games Anthology runs, which is the Amnesias plus Penumbra and Soma. But now this is out, we're kind of just doing Amnesia Anthology stuff on Fridays. So we're gonna try a Glitchless Anthology this coming Friday, which is something I've done before, just not, you know, with the bunker. Oh, did this video process? Ooh, okay. It did process. Whoa. Process way faster than I thought. Okay. Gonna need to deal with that a little bit. Yeah, it's nice that this game's movement and mechanics and stuff are pretty much identical to the two previous games, Soma and Amnesia Rebirth. So it's like all of those skills that I had in those, the prop clips, the prop fly, and just general movement, jumping, dealing with props, that kind of stuff, like it all carries over, which is definitely giving me a leg up on the competition. Sean, do you estimate Glitchless to be? I mean, my record I got earlier is 10:19, but if you got like perfect RNG and you played your heart out and like didn't make a mistake, sub 10's probably possible. You gotta play so clean. It's one of those times when you have to play like so perfectly that you're even like doing stuff before you have to think about it. If that makes sense. Probably not, but like You gotta go so fast it feels like you're not in control. And just hope it works out. No. 10 hours? No. 10 minutes. Oh, do you mean the Glitchless anthology? I thought you just meant Glitchless run for this. Oh, okay, hold on. Gotcha. Give me a second. let me rethink about that. Okay. Yeah, you meant the anthology Glitchless. That makes way more sense. I can tell you what I had before. And basically I had like 15 minutes to it. I don't know if I included Justine in the previous anthology or like Amnesia Trilogy stuff. Probably not. Probably cut it. Which would be like another 10. So I've done all these categories before, just before Bunker, so they all got invalidated. Just search my channel. Okay. Let me see if it includes Justine. I'm sure it doesn't. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Well, previously when I did just Dark Descent, Machine for Pigs, and Rebirth, it was 4.5 hours. So probably 5 hours. I feel like it's probably a good estimate for an updated one with the 2 additional runs. Oh, right. Should have skipped that. Should have skipped it. Skip. I'm holding left click. Please. Please skip, for the love of God. These credits are longer than the run. Get me out of here. That final screen also might take into account the final part there. Whoa. The $1 dono. Here's a penny for the troubles. Great stream and you earn a follower. Well, thank you. You, Nick, the ghost. Appreciate that. The wonderful tip. Let's go again. Have I ran RE7? I did. I always wanted to go back to RE7 because I only ran it for like the first month it was out at a serious level. And I always wanted to like relearn the newer strats and like the out of bounds. I just never found a good time. I ran Village for a little bit. And then left that because something else came out around the same time as Village and that took my focus. I tried RE2, but third-person games really aren't for me. I tend not to like third-person games. I thought about 4, but I also had a lot of stuff going on when the RE4 remake came out. And I've heard it's kind of a spicy run these days. Like, the RE games tend to not really be broken. And I'm fine with, like, optimizing just, like, movement and mechanics and stuff to a certain degree, but not to the degree that a lot of the top RE runners do. Like, when I'm just improving, like, walking in a 15-degree angle instead of a 17-degree angle, like, I'm out. Ooh, okay. Need a good boost. A good boost and a good fly. It's not the boost I was looking for. No. Yeah, I needed a better boost. Oh, that was a really good clip out and clip back in. That was really good. Thing. Yeah, we can get it. So you need all 4 parts to come together. You need a good clip out, good clip in, good boost, good flight. You can't afford for one of those to be slow. I think honestly the hardest part is to clip back in fast. Because you don't really have like full control over that. The flight's the easiest for sure. The boost is about 50-50 and like the clip out should be not too bad, but kind of like YOLO clipping at the same time. No. No, I can't grab anything. This is tragic. What in the world? So if you just clip in here, that'd be kind of crazy. Whoop, okay, well, off the map. Did I even tweet out the fact I got Glitchless back? I don't know if I did. Hold on. Hold on a second. I gotta make sure I do this. How will people know how cool I am if I don't tweet about it? Gotta get them. I mean, if you get a record, you might as well brag about it, right? Like, I don't like clicking left goes to hard. It's weird. Oh yeah, the frictional games devs are pretty awesome when it comes to speedrunning. Like, even if they know we have to down patch, like if they put out a patch like tomorrow, let's say, or they even put a patch out yesterday, that if it had fixed something that we used for the run and we want to down patch, we could probably ask them to put a speedrun branch on Steam for us just to download like easily. A world record for a game that lasts 24 hours? Hell yeah. My any percent record earlier lasted for like 30 minutes. Easy come, easy go. I mean, just the fact that frictional games lets us skip the tutorial intro part is like so nice. We had to go through that every time. Oh my god, it'd be painful. Oh no. Arnar. Arnar. What game do I recommend for like beginners for speedrunning? A lot of people would give you the straightforward answer of just pick your favorite game. That's just not a great thing. Not every game makes for a great speedrun. I'd say find out what like type of games you like playing over and over again. So if you like shooters, you know, there's distinct FPS games that are really good for getting into speedrunning. Or if you like, if you really like movement-based stuff, right? Like Titanfall, Mirror's Edge is perfect for that. If you like menuing, RPGs are up your alley. To like find out what type of game you like. But if you like horror games, I mean, honestly, the bunker is not that bad. Even like glitchless and stuff. Hopefully I'll have a glitchless tutorial out tomorrow. But like Outlast is a pretty solid one to pick up. Decent categories and stuff for learning. I mean, any of the frictional games honestly are really fun to run. If you like FPS and like shooting stuff, BioShock's a really good starting point. I can't really talk too much about Portal these days, but that's how I got into it. I thought Portal is a pretty good starter speedrun. Some tricks, yeah, for sure. Mirror's Edge is a game that if you're gonna get into, you have to like fully get into it to get good, but if you really like movement stuff, like it's right up there. Dishonored is a pretty fun one to get into. It's got like the cutscene speed up mod, so you don't have to wait around too much. Like the problem with PC games, especially if you pick up a bunch of PC games, you'll come to find is there's usually a lot of weird setup stuff that you have to do, depending on the game. Yo, Assessordrix, thank you for the Prime Gaming. Sheesh, thank you so much. Welcome to the Cabbage Patch. I mean, luckily the frictional games aren't very reliant on tech things being set up, but like, you know, you'll need like frame rate limiters, or the game will require you to have really high frame rates, so you need a good PC, or you need to like change files or down patch and that kind of stuff. Like, it can get a little sloppy running PC games, but it's usually pretty fun. R7, yeah. It's also like, it really depends on the category too. Like some games, if you try to get into like the most popular category and for over a top time, it's really rough, but like you can find a category for you. How crazy, yeah. I mean, that's also like at the top level. Like there's plenty of ways to get into Titanfall 2 that don't require doing all of those crazy tricks and frame perfect wall kicks and stuff. That's the same for every run. Like you don't just have to try to copy the record to get into it and enjoy it. Like you can if you want to, but want top time in Super Metroid? Oh boy. Well, I will talk to you again in like a decade and see if you've gotten there. I will see you in 2033. I look forward to seeing your name on the boards. No, the clip back in, not great. All right. It might still be workable because I had a good clip out. Let's see. Need a good boost? No, that was not a good boost. I say it more so on the mindset of getting into speedrunning is important, not so much the game. Yo, Maxi Lobes with the rage. Sheesh. Whoa, just in time to watch the record any percent run. Oh my god, oh my god. Playing some bunker. I saw you were doing some glitchless runs. When I got a snack earlier, we watched like one run and you didn't shoot the lock on the first door and reset. That was... a relatable moment. But welcome in, everybody. I just got the Glitchless record back at 10:19. Unless Maxi beat it in the last, like, hour. But we're doing some many percent stuff. We might mess around with some inbounds here soon. Just trying to get this record back too. But what's up? Welcome on in, folks. Could get the record right here. You guys could be saying hi to YouTube right here. 11:16. Didn't get any good key RNG for a few hours. Yeah, it's rough. I'm actually hoping for anybody that is looking to get into Glitchless for this game to have a tutorial out tomorrow covering like all of the RNG and stuff and like what to do if you don't get good RNG. If you want record, you have to get it, but if you just want to like get into the category and stuff, I hope to get that out. Let's see. So we're currently grinding out to many percent because I lost the record in this category by 9/100ths of a second earlier, and I'm a little upset about it. Oh, the bridge is down. Alright, well, I'm glad that was on a good pace. Oh, Yo, Jazz, what's up? Silly? Yeah. I got a 137.72, and then Windward got a 137.63. It's a bit silly, but you know, it is the way things go. How are you liking the Glitchless runs? Is that all you did tonight? Did you do like 8 hours of Glitchless runs? Oh my god, he's coming to the dark side. He's a frictional games runner. We've done it. We got him, boys. Yeah, 0.09. So at any percent, we'll probably have to keep track of, like, to the thousands place, but we'll see. We'll see what they do when they open up the boards. Reminder, the leaderboards are not open for this game for another 6 days, which I think is kind of insane. I get the intent behind it, but at this point, I feel like the board should just be open. Oh, too far. Too far, GG. Oop. Ooh, do I have? Okay. So I'm going to show you something that I put in the Discord earlier. I don't know if you saw. Do I have? I can probably do this on any save rate. Some more RNG for you. It's actually like not that RNG. Let's see, where's the save at? Where's the save at and do I have fuel? Okay, the save's here. I do not have fuel. I got the bunny though, that's cool. This is my casual playthrough, so there's probably no fuel anywhere in the save file, huh? Might just need to do this from beginning. Let's see, fuel there, no, fuel over here. God damn it. What is this save file? I don't even know what save slot 1 is, to be honest with you. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Sure, we can make this work. Okay. Fun little thing. Let me just get past this part. Okay. Oh, if you clip past that, it just keeps running. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna clip through some stuff here real quick. I don't got time for this. Ain't nobody got time for this game. Okay. So I saw you're using this, which I hate this prop. This prop sucks. Definitely recommend not ever using that again. Prop's awful. Fun little thing you can do if you find a spare fuel can. Come over here and you drop it from your inventory. Stand on it, and you crouch jump up here. Also, I don't know if you knew this, but it's something like that was discovered. But if you jump, like, you get a little bit of height, but if you crouch, and then jump, you get way more height in this game. It's really silly. Yeah, it's really silly. Because there's sometimes I would like spam crouch and jump. I'm like, why am I getting more height off of this? This is so weird. And then I wanted to mess with some stuff, found it, and then I saw a YouTube comment saying it, and then it was in the Discord. I was like, oh, okay, I guess just everybody knows now. Alright, 80% time. Woo! Realistic. But yeah, the RNG is definitely the grossest part about Glitchless. Isn't great. But you know, if you like all the movement and the clips and the prop flying, I'd recommend Soma or, I mean, as Mimi as Amnesia Rebirth is, feels really fun to run. Soma's got a little bit more waiting around, which is the only reason it kind of sucks. And you have to listen to Simon, which is definitely a downside. Really? He's got stuck in the bed. Oh, props. Props. Why does that happen? That doesn't make any sense. Props. Alright, maybe like if it gets to 7:30, it's like 15 minutes from now, I might switch to inbounds. Like I can get this. I know I can. I just don't know if I really care to grind any percent right now. Ooh, you know what would be spicy? Oh man, I wish I had 2 PCs set up. I could have 2 PCs, 1 game on each, and I could do one run while the other one's like loading into the map. And just switch back and forth constantly. Oh my god, that's genius. Starting a second PC fund right now. Double the attempts. I want to be the biggest waste of money ever. Oh, clip out. My exploits, no. It's gonna be such a sad day. Oh, that was a terrible jump. Oh, lordy. Clip back in fast, please. Oh, I don't love it. It could work, but I need a massive boost. I need the biggest boost that's ever been boosted. Oh, sort of saved it, but not really. Oh, it's scuffed. Jump off. It's a really good pasta. I even replied. I said, thanks for the new pasta. It's great. I was expecting that to be on the any percent run, and I like looked at what run it was attached to, and I was like, oh, they're talking about glitchless. Just because I'm assuming they're mad with the prison skip, the wrench skip. Anthology would be doing any percent. I am planning on doing a glitchless anthology on this coming Friday though. Should be like a nice 5-hour run, but yeah, just amnesia anthology would be any percent. I was talking about it on stream earlier, but I feel like a cool submission for this game is doing like the speedrun tutorial showcase. Like I feel like that'd be a decent way to do any percent for this, because you can teach somebody to do prop clips and the flight at the end so quickly. I think that with like maybe like a glitchless bonus incentive could be cool. Oh, I'm so far. It's hard to predict where your mouse is going to end up after that load. Ooh, okay, spicy clip back in. I didn't believe in this run until right there. Okay. This is super spicy. Oh, boo. Well, I feel like with like Amnesia Anthology, because it was trilogy before, I didn't include Justine. The fact that you get essentially 4 games in a DLC for 2 hours, like, yeah, they did just have Rebirth, but like, come on. Effectively 5 games in 2 hours. And it'd be the first time showing off the bunker. Like, pretty cool. We'll see. Submissions aren't gonna open up for like 3 months. It's like with how the System Shock remake is turning out, I feel like that's also a pretty strong submission, and I don't feel like they would give me the anthology and System Shock. And I also really want to like relearn Doom 2016, and I don't think that any percent's been in for a long time, so if I actually got good at that again, I feel like that's also a really strong submission with how much has changed. Just too many good games. Too many good games, too many good runs. This is not a good run. I need like an instant clip back in. Over rotated the mouse. Okay, well. A little practice. Sekiro speedrun. Whoa. Shadows die twice. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's a real shame we can't use that shovel to push these rocks. I was hoping that'd be a strat. I want to switch to inbounds. I really do, but I'm also like really stubborn and I don't want to give up on this grind. I may have a problem. Just in life. I don't know when to give up. And say, you know what, I'll come back to this later. I haven't quite figured that out yet. With these nuts, yeah. What are these nuts? How do I push these rocks with these nuts? Sun's going in my windows. No. No, no. No weighing right now. Oh, this is so awful. Oh my god, this is awful. Okay. Oh. Man. Man, oh man, oh man. It's like right there. I can taste it. I can taste the record. My lad is still going? Oh yeah, oh yeah. My sleep schedule's also just really messed up, so I don't have a reason not to stream. The classic. Yeah. I went through the whole process of fixing it and then immediately wrecked it. Just stayed up all of Sunday to immediately ruin it. It is what it is. I don't really have any big things I gotta do. Anyways. Might as well keep playing games. The microphone. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Get out of here. Try a weekly sleep schedule reset. Now, you say try weekly as in once every 3 weeks or 3 times a week? Which one are you talking about? Yes. Get back to sleep at normal time, then my night shift ruins it and spend days off sleeping up. Yeah. It's like ideally I go to sleep at like 4 a.m., wake up around noon. Works out pretty well for me. I like the sleep schedule. I feel good, but that 4 o'clock slowly slips, and then I'm going to bed at like 8 o'clock in the morning and waking up at like 6 p.m., and it's like just awful. 3 times a week, but also every 3 weeks? Oh, okay. So every 3rd week you reset it 3 times. Got it. It's respectable. Okay, good clip, good clip. Got a chance. Ooh, okay. We got a good chance, Bridge, please don't be down. Bridge being up, or don't be up. No, goodbye. No boost. It's like the odds of the bridge actually being up to where you can't cross it is really low, but I just hate that as a thing. Unfortunate. Yeah, if I don't get any sort of boost, it's just dead. Like, I could have gotten away with, like, an above average boost there, but No boost, it's just drip. Walking is too slow. I really do want to work on inbounds because that category has not gotten the love it deserves. But I want this so bad. I don't know how much I'd have to grind to get the inbounds record back. I don't know if 6:35 is really like a good time. I don't think it's particularly strong, but it would be kind of nice to stop the stream having all 3 category records. Certain seed pool picked out on game launch? No. I would think not. Ooh, okay, we got another chance, The boost again. Yeah, that's super shitty. Well. Let's see. See if we can make something happen. I think that boost just, yeah, it fucked me. Dang, we're getting so close. We're getting so close. It's crazy a boost there's like seconds worth of a difference. It makes sense, but. I'm gonna restart my game because every now and then I get a little bit of lag, but it's getting like progressively worse. There might actually be a memory leak in the game. Potentially. 2841's current Sekiro Glitchless. Ew. Seems kind of crazy low for a Soulsborne game. I mean, even if there was like a certain seed pool picked out on game launch, I mean, theoretically you would never get through enough runs of it to matter. I mean, to be honest with you, that means nothing to me. I played like an hour of Sekiro when it came out, and I haven't touched it or looked at it since, so if you say they do, I'm gonna trust you. And I'm gonna start telling everybody I know. Like, oh yeah, you know, Mick B told me. I'd be like, wow, that guy, he's so wrong. Alright, a little slow on the clip. I just kind of took it a little safe that time. Okay. The boost in time. I don't think that boost was good enough. No, it wasn't. Can I always get like 3 of the 4 things quickly? Dang. Yeah, that boost. When the boost matters, I can't get it. It's so sad. You know what's gonna be really funny for this game is in like 2 years from now, someone's gonna actually mess around with like the bunker tutorial and find out how to do this in like 30 seconds of from that somehow. Like you just like wrong warp to the end of the game. And we just like sat through this loading screen for like ever. Like the sad reality is that the game's been out, well, a week, right? A little over a week and a day. And I've probably spent more time in this waking up animation than most people have playing the game casually. Actually, I'm like 98% sure. I have. If it's like basically a minute per attempt, you know, between any percent and glitchless, I've probably done. I feel like probably like a couple hundred attempts. No, can't clip in. No. Yeah, alright, I'm not switching to inbounds until I get this. I thought about it. I just want I want it too badly. I need it. It's also, I know, with how games tend to go. Is if I'm like, oh, you know, I can try to get record for any percent, like tomorrow. There's a very good chance that someone beats it before I even get to stream again. And then it just gets harder to get. So I gotta get it when I can. And when I can is right now. This run. This is record right here. No, it's not record anymore. Oh, my box is like stuck on the floor. I'm dead. Huffed too much copium. Overdosed. Back prop through the hole? Yeah. Like, we've had 3 different routes for any percent since the game came out, and realistically, within like the first 48 hours, all of these routes existed. And all of them were under 2 minutes. There was clipping out of the monster hole with the pillow and taking that to the end of the game, prop flying all the way over the void. Then we were clipping out with the chair and then loading back into the map, like crouching into the load zone, so we like fell back in there. And that immediately got replaced by the route we have now. And all of them were under 2 minutes. It's crazy. Like next week, I don't really foresee it getting a much different route than we have now. So I think really the only thing that could change this, which would be drastic, is if someone found a way to do it from the like actual bunker tutorial. But it's also like not a thing anybody's looking into, so I wouldn't expect it to be found if it even existed. Ooh, maybe that. That may have just been a random lucky pop-in, but... that also might be a better strat. Let's see. It's like, from the route we have now, there's not really much you can do to change how it plays out. Like, maybe a better spot to clip in that's more efficient. But you're not really finding a better way to clip out. You can't hit the final map zone any differently. And like... yeah, like... I think the only way it could get faster with like without going through the bunker tutorial and like finding some shenanigans there, like waking up here, getting to the end, is if you could take this box out with you, like do the exact same clip and take the box out with you or like a piece of it, and instead of going around the tunnel, going straight over it to the end zone. But that is requiring two really difficult things to pull off, like really difficult. So like invis walls, yeah. Glitchless speedruns more? Yeah, well, you just missed me getting the record back in Glitchless, so that's why we're switching to this. Yeah, okay, walking that way is not particularly great. Like, the only other spot I know to clip back in is actually above the tunnel at the end. Oh, okay, now I can get a good boost. It's what the old route used to use. You can clip back in right here. Load zone launch glitch, that'd be crazy. It would take something like of that caliber, something just absurd that like no one could even think to find. It just has to happen one time. Like really get faster. Some weird launch or some just new trick entirely. Which, you know, it could happen, but considering we've been running the HPL3 engine for years, you know, I think physics-wise we would have a decent idea on what's possible. Harry Potter Lovecraft 4. It's actually like crazy the amount of comments on my any percent run on YouTube that mention Harry Potter. Like it's every other comment. It's kind of funny. Oh, bad grab. Do you guys want to see the old route? Let's see if I can even still do it. Like the initial route that I found. This was like, I don't know, put together 2 hours after the game was out. I was really proud of finding this. It's a little bit slow. See, the problem is you have to go around the room, which is why this is like not faster. Like if you could find a good way of going over, which is scary, there might be potential. Or if you could just like fly straight through the room, which is all invisible walls, but yeah, you just fly over to the end, clip back in, and you're done. That was our day one route. The God Boy. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? The cringe. Yeah, speedruns are pretty cringe, honestly. Just like cheating and glitching through the game. Like, play it the way the devs intended or don't play it at all, am I right? Like, imagine wasting your life playing games the wrong way, dude. Just pathetic, honestly. Once they patch these exploits, it's just gonna be a sad day. I actually have to, like, get good at the game again. Ooh, okay. God, I hope this is record so I have that at the beginning of the run. Oh no, no boosts. I'm so sad. I also have no height off the shovel. Damn. GG. I can't get a boost when it counts. My cheating's just not good enough. I need to cheat harder. So I can get there, but if I get a clip out, it's gotta get a boost. Cheat harder, yeah. Like, clearly I haven't gotten the record back because I just haven't cheated hard enough. Like, my exploits just aren't good enough, you know? Should pay for some better ones. Just cheat the record? I mean, yeah. Let me just splice it up real quick. Should be called cheat percent. Oh my god, you're right. You're so right. Should change the name right now. How can you call this any percent when you don't play any of the game? Just doesn't make any sense. More like not any percent. Got him. Oh, slow clip back in. Oh, we need a monstrous boost. Oh, that is not a monstrous boost. Alright, into the void. Sacrifice the run. Alright, we sacrificed a run into the void. Clearly that means we get a PB here. And by PB I mean record. And by record I mean a cheated run. That should not be valid. And I should be banned from ever competing ever again. Because I'm just the world's biggest cheater. All runs are invalid until the leaderboard's open. True, that's also real and true. I was also mentioning this earlier about the leaderboards. Like, at least for the mod team that has to verify runs, if they're like, oh, there's a new 80% record, they only have to watch 40 seconds of gameplay. You know, they have a really easy job of just verifying runs. They're like, all right, let's watch 40 seconds. And we're good. All right, it's a record. Oh, nope, hit a wall. No. Slow clip in. Oh, no. Ah, jeez. Boo. Boo. And a terrible boost. To watch the whole thing from start to finish? It depends on the community. Verification for runs, accepted leaderboards, it depends on the community and the mods. Like if it's a short run, usually they'll watch it all the way through. Sometimes they'll put on like 2x speed. I've never like moderated for a run that long. I also like never verified runs when I was a moderator, to be honest. I just didn't have the time, but yeah, you know, they should. If it's like a record. If it's not a record, I'm sure they don't watch it all the way through or just like skim the certain parts to make sure. Joke speed, oh yeah, for sure. It's also one of those things, like a lot of games, if you're like at that level of running something, either they're like a trustworthy runner, which, you know, you can be like, oh, you shouldn't trust them anyways, just verify it. Or it's like a lot of the mod teams might be watching the run live. Or like maybe they missed like 20 minutes, they can go back and watch that real quick. Or they're just a moderator themselves and accept it anyways. Fun for the fun of it? I mean, yeah. It's nice to have like a leaderboard for like tracking stuff just overall, not even if like competitive times. Ooh, man, have a good time. But it can definitely, especially for newer runners, like seem like you have to push up the leaderboard and go for better ranks. And you kind of like fall down that rabbit hole of like having that mindset. This could be something. No, I think my flight was a little too slow. No. Yeah. Second off. I mean, see, if you're just getting into running, or like picking up a new game, should definitely not care about record or like even like top 5 times, top 10 times if the leaderboard's packed. Just like learn it, see if it's actually enjoyable to play, and then like, you know, as you get better, like set realistic goals. And you know, if you keep pushing those goals and keep getting better, and then you like, oh, you know, a next goal would be to get that top 10 spot or top 5 or even record, then, you know, go for it. Like System Shock right now, I have a 46 and the record's like 38. Like realistically, I think I can get sub 40, but like I probably could also get record if I like really practiced it and got it, but right now it's just I want to get sub 40. Like that's my goal. If I get that and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm a minute off from record. I'm 30 seconds off from record. Like, yeah, I might push for it then. But I also might get there and be like, you know what? That's the best I got. I don't think I can do better unless I really put work into it, and I don't feel like putting that work into it. And there's many runs where I've done that, where I'm like, I'm good where I am. I don't need to push this any further. That's why I also run like 60 plus games. I would love to find a game that, like, that's my end-all be-all, that's all I want to work on, but I've just never... I've never quite found that game for me. Like, people that pick up one game and they run that for, like, 10 years on end, this is a terrible boost, I think it's GG. Like, huge respect, I could never. Yeah, I mean, we're getting better stabs at this. Yeah, like running SM64, like it just, or even like Mirror's Edge, a run that I've done, to be like, if you run Mirror's Edge at a high level, you only run Mirror's Edge. Like that's it, just full stop. And I just realized quickly, like I want to play other games. And then on the other hand, not only factoring in just like personal enjoyment, is a lot of people try to make speedrunning a career and streaming a career, and you know, playing one game, exclusively one game, it does definitely help out the numbers. You know, you find that audience that keep coming back, it helps, which it can put you down that rabbit hole as well. Like you get afraid of switching to a different game, you're like, oh, well, I'm not really enjoying running this, but I want to keep running it because, you know, monetary reasons. So it's also a factor that plays into things a lot of the times. Box, get out of my life. Get over in that corner. You're in timeout. I hate you, Box. Get out. Get that box out of here. Alright. Nine 1/100ths of a second. That's all we need. Well, technically we need 10. We need 1/10 of a second to get record back. If you couldn't skip, I mean, yeah, it'd be awful. I would not run any %. There is a prop fly you can do to skip most of the bunker, like the tutorial section. So you're only in that beginning map, like the very, very beginning map for like 10 seconds, and then you go through like waiting for the gas to kill you. Then you gotta find Lambert and go through his cutscene and then run away, and then you get back to here, so it'd just be more downtime, honestly. It's brutal. It's a little bit brutal. I wouldn't be surprised if like any % with intro or like glitchless with intro becomes a category just because people want to have something slightly longer to play. Oh, save it. Okay. Maybe we need a bountiful boost here. Ooh. Oh, I fucked up the prop fly. Sacrifice it. Damn. We're getting there. 2 minutes at a time, we're getting there. You're now on your own. Oh my god, I feel so alone right now. It's the 24-hour stream mark, yeah. What other categories are there? Currently, the only categories that exist are any percent, inbounds, and glitchless. People are talking about potentially routing all achievements. Whether people actually do or how quickly they put that together, I don't know, but that's currently like the fourth one that's being talked about. Something a little longer. All notes was discussed as like a possibility at some point, but I feel like people that were gonna run all notes have just switched to all achievements potentially. Okay, there's not a great clip back in, but potentially doable. Nope. Sacrifice it. How long is inbounds? The current record's 6:35. But I did like a proof of concept run for inbounds, and then another runner, who's the only other runner to do inbounds as far as I know. I did 2 runs and got the 6:35, so. Inbounds is definitely a category that could come down. Like, I wouldn't be too surprised if they got around a low 5, if not sub 5. With a little bit more routing and running. Which inbounds, for anybody that's like, I don't know what that category means, is everything is allowed except going outside the map. So, inbounds just clips through every door. So not outbounds a glitch? Yes. But there's other glitches you can use for inbounds. Like, so like how we're clipping through the walls right now with this box, you just clip through doors instead. You clip through every door to get to the detonator handle and the TNT, and then you run to the end. The part that makes inbounds as long as it is the fact that the props you have to use to clip are really awful. You basically have to use one of the helmets around the map, and it is just not a great prop to clip with. Oh, I've messed this up, but it still worked. Okay. Oh, I almost fell off the map. Alright, not a great run up till this point, but let's see if we can get a fast clip in. Save it, save it, save it. Nope, that is super slow. Oh, that is awful. That is just not good. Alright, boost practice. Use the boost to get through. I feel like I'm clipping out more. Which is nice, yeah. Clipping out is definitely the first step to getting a good run. It is cool to see a lot of people pick this up as like their first frictional game title. Like hopefully it inspires people to go back and run their previous entries as well. We'll see. Just start the bunker? Yeah. I just know there's like a lot of people like joining the Discord and like asking about stuff and trying out any percent at least. Like even if it's like 10% that spread back to the older games, that'd be pretty cool. So like the Penumbras have had a decent amount of runners because they got a lot of French runners. Also, my timer did not restart. And like the Dark Descent and Machine for Pigs communities have always been somewhat active, but Soma and Rebirth have been not super active. And they're both the same engine, so like maybe could spark a little interest. People looking for the same thing, but longer categories, potentially. I know it's a long shot, because I hope this for like any any of like the long multi-game runs that I do. Like maybe it did inspire someone to pick up Amnesia Anthology and compete. Like I always hoped people would pick up Bioshock Trilogy, which has just never become a thing. People are like, I want to run 1 and 2 and not run Infinite, or I want to run 1 and Infinite, not 2, or I just want to run Infinite. It's like, okay, sure. I guess I'm the crazy one. Oh, I can't clip. Oh, I can't clip. Oh, I can't clip. Oh god. Oh god. It's ruined. Pillow first try? Oh my god, the pillow's so much better. Trailer for Clockwork Revolution? Yeah, I did. I think it's like it's deceptively promising because it is an RPG, which I don't think a lot of people realize. The In Exile devs are very RPG heavy, like proper RPG kind of shit. It's not going to be like a linear experience. I mean, it definitely does give off the Bioshock and Infinite vibes, which so much so the devs actually had to come out and say like, no, this is not the thing. Oh. Like, I don't typically play RPGs, but like, you know, 200 plus hours easy, yeah. Like, I think a lot of people are in for a rude awakening when they realize it's not that. It was the same for like We Happy Few. Everyone's like, oh, We Happy Few looks exactly like the next Bioshock Infinite, and then it was a procedurally generated game. Like, just because the aesthetics are there doesn't mean it's gonna be the same gameplay wise. But maybe it's like the Bioshock Infinite we should have gotten. Whoa! Turn my mouse too much. I mean, yeah, if you're in the RPGs, go for it. Like, probably pretty good. I think this run's dead. Practice boost anyways. It's like, what was the other game that I think should not worry people, but like keep an eye out for? The one from Compulsion Games, also the We Happy Few devs. The South of Midnight or something. The really creepy one in the bayou. Whatever that game was called. That looked really cool, but we didn't see gameplay for. Like, that's like, you know, keep an eye out on that one. Could that game be good? Sure. But who knows? Did I click the right thing? Yes. Okay. Oop. Easy. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's why I really don't like cinematic trailers, even if they're in-engine. Like, I gotta see gameplay. More of RNG or precision required to get a lower time at this point for any percent? Precision. Like, nothing for any percent is really RNG dependent. Really, the only thing that's like random is to clip back in, but that's just because we don't quite, or at least I don't quite understand exactly why it's clipping you back in. Been like the last DLC. I know at some point the Compulsion Games did update We Happy Few to have like a story mode because so many people were just like bait and switched by the trailer. They're like, oh, you guys actually wanted a different game? Let's make that game real quick. Like 3 years too late. Fastest clip back in is the one in your PB. I mean, yeah, you can just like drop down into the hole if you get super lucky. Oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Like, crouching to clip back in is not the fastest method, but it seems like the most consistent method to, like, at least work. Like, if you just, like, jump into it and, like, sprints, you can clip in, like, quickly. It also has a chance of just throwing you off the map, though. Crouching seems to be, like, almost as quick, potentially, but just... probably a little slower on average. Thank you for your YouTube videos. You used your 126 speedrun to get the pesky achievements. Slacking? Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, it is in the pinned comment on chat. Or you can just look at like one of my... It might actually be my latest YouTube video on my speedrun channel as a tutorial for this route. If you want to try it yourself or get those achievements, whatever it may be. Just have some fun. So I hope... Like, once I'm done streaming, my plan is to probably get food and then record a glitchless tutorial for anybody that wants to get into that. Like, cover all the RNG and what to do if you get bad luck. Because even if you get, like, the worst RNG, you get 0 grenades, you can still finish a run in, like, 12 minutes. If you just, like, know the backups. You can't get record if you don't get grenades, but... If you just want to finish the glitchless run. Knowing where to look, what to do. Where that communications key can be. Like, it's not too bad. Alright, we got an attempt here. Let's see, clip back in. Super slow. Alright. It's gotta be super clean. It's gotta be like perfect. Oh, and the bridge is up. Let me just turn this down real quick. Oh, wait. Let me just jump down here. Okay, you know what? I take it back. You do have to have good RNG. I lied. Any percent does rely on RNG. For that spot and that spot only. If that bridge is down, you cannot get a run. It happens so infrequently that I forgot the bridge could even be up. It's like the 4th time I've ever had it. And all of the runs I've ever done. I had it happen in like 2 glitchless runs and like twice in these. Okay, maybe like 5 times in total. Unless I get this run like really quickly, like if this is run, or like in the next couple of attempts. Probably stream for like another 4 hours to like noon. My time. Thinking. So I'll just keep doing these attempts until then, and then if I get it, if I can't get this in 4 hours, I'm gonna never run this category again. We'll do some inbound stuff. Whoop. Little sloppy on that, but hey. It's okay. Save time for the next run. Oh, no. I'm so sad. Anytime I clip out and the clip back in is slow, it's the saddest thing ever. It's never been sadder. This just takes me back to grinding ILs for certain games in the past. I mean, it might as well just be an IL at this point. When it's only, ideally, 47 seconds of gameplay. What is flashing in that image? It looks like farm equipment. Am I going crazy? Or like war flashbacks? I mean, honestly, it could be nudity. I don't even know. It's the war. But which war? The Great Cabbage War of 1974? Okay. That was an attempt. R&R, I forgot. The one's so good. Yeah, it's like literally me playing any game ever. Thankfully, this game does not actually have that many flashbangs in it, except if you jump in the pit at the end. Like, other than that, like, it really doesn't happen, which is great. I wanted to do a bingo for when this game came out. I thought it'd be a fun stream thing to do. I just didn't have time to put it together. So I got back from SGDQ and like this game came out like 12 hours later. Shooketh, yeah. Just pure white for 5 seconds, yeah. There's a lot of games that do that. I don't know why. I don't know why they always choose pure white over like pure black. Like, do people playtest and they're like, you know what? I love having my retinas burned out of my skull. That's fantastic. Thank you, game devs. Like, do people that playtest games have eyes? Ooh, okay. Bridge, please don't be up. Okay, bridge is down, bridge is down. Got the worst boost in the world. Every time I get a good run, I just can't boost. Just can't do it. Still doing? Yeah. Well, we got the glitchless record, so I'm going back for any percent. Green flashes? Oh boy. I feel like a bright green would actually be worse. I don't know. I feel like there's a game that does like bright red flashes. Can't think of what it is, but I feel like there is a run that I've done that's like bright red. I mean, there's certain like skyboxes, like Doom has a really, really bright red skybox, which is annoying to look at. I think there's one that does like red flashes. Well, for Doom, I don't think so. I don't think it's in those. I feel like it was a game that I ran for like 2 days and stopped. Let's make it flash repeatedly. Woo! Signalis? Never played it. I looked at it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll play it, but I don't know. The camera for that's not one that I enjoy. Heard really good things about it though. No, box. 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 Oh, that's just stuck on the floor. Okay. Get out of here. I think I just didn't skip the intro. Gameplay's questionable times, yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about it, but whenever I just looked at the gameplay, I was like, I don't think this is a game for me. Oh, I forgot you have to sit through this either way. Whoa, proper any percent? Oh my god.
Go! Follow the trench. It will lead you to the rendezvous.
Isn't it over this way? Oh, it is not over this way. I'll see if you go. Oh yeah, it's over here. So yeah, if you're wondering like what you would have to do, you just hover to this point. I want to look around a little bit, you know, while I'm here. Loaded into the wrong spot. Oh, look at that fire. Whee! Whee! Oh my god. Yeah, you do that and then like have to save Lambert and then do what we already do. Oh my god, bonus incentive right there. Bonus incentive for true any percent. What's a bacon? Ooh, some bacon sounds really good right about now. I think I'm starting to get hungry again. War never changes unless you cheat. Then it's definitely different. Why don't countries just cheat in war, you know? What are they gonna do? Go to war with you? You already cheated, like. Yeah, just prop fly over your enemy, clip through their bunkers, like. Just trying to sleep with a headache? Ooh, yeah, that's not fun. Drink a lot of water, take some Tylenol, Advil. Listen to the sweet words of the stream. God, I can't wait for this to be record so everyone in the comments can tell me how stupid I am for suggesting you cheat in war. This guy doesn't know anything about international politics. I did not elect him as my representative. Oh my god, I actually might be. Yo, the maxi lobes. I gotta make this record right here. Oh my god. Look at that terrible boost. Oh my god. Record pace, baby. No. You get that word cheat going? I know, right? Yeah, just better boost. The better boost, but thank you for the prime. Appreciate you, man. We're right there. Like, I can get 3 of the 4 things done properly. It's that 4th one. As an alarm every time BT sequence breaks one of their games. I mean, the lead creative director for the Frictional does follow me on Twitter. Let's see, he is very aware of what happens through their games. I was trying to get him on commentary for the Amnesia Rebirth run at SGDQ, but, you know, unfortunately, they were knee-deep releasing this game at that time, so they couldn't be on. Just popping that before you go to bed, go for it, man. Thanks for that. We'll have to play Apex soon, you know, once this all calms down. Need to get back on that grind for sure. You can get them for the bunker, yeah. Let me get dev commentary for a 2-minute run at a GDQ. So here's the bunker. Thanks for making the game. We're out of bounds. The game's over. GG. See you next time. And that's it. Commentary done. Oh no, R&R. Only like 2.5 seconds behind where I want to be. Okay, it's fine. Oh, I ran the wrong way. Like a GDQ? Yeah, there's different ways I feel like you could go about, like any percent, like being 2 minutes, it's like not even worth submitting. Something I'd like to do for this, for any percent, if it was to get in, is to do like, it's like at this past GDQ, they did the Bastion speedrun tutorial. They had someone that's like never speedrun the game come up and like learn it and do a run of it, which they've done for, I think, Strider in the past, was the other game. I feel like that would be kind of a cool thing to do, is like bring someone up who's never run the game and teach them how to do any percent. So it's like a short enough and easy enough run just to finish in like 10 minutes, like teach them and have them do a run. And then maybe like also submit Glitchless alongside it. Like teach somebody 8%, have them do a run, and then like do Glitchless afterwards. It's a separate thing. I feel like would be a cool little package. But yeah. Submissions are also in like 3 months from now, I'm sure, so got a while to think about it. Or also just like submit Glitchless and like, oh, you could have, you know, a little bonus incentive for any percent. Just to show off how broken it is. Like, oh, this is the run without glitches. You want to see what it looks like with them? Pay us $75,000 right now. Alright, yeah, this is not on pace, but, you know, let's just get up here, work on the prop fly. Before the bunker came out, I'd kind of given up on the dream of doing, at the time, the Amnesia Trilogy run, because it didn't get in. Which is The Dark Descent, Machine for Pigs, and Rebirth. Because I was like, oh, you know, the bunker's going to come out, it's probably going to add at least 30 minutes onto it, and then, you know, when the run's 2.5 hours, that's a really hard submission. But with this being 2 minutes, not really changing the time for now the anthology. You know, like, yeah, it still could possibly be a thing. Add crowd control. So the Dark Descent doesn't have crowd control. It does have a chaos mod, which is very similar. And I've done runs of that on stream before. It's just, I haven't set it up on this PC. Yeah, one of those runs is on YouTube. The Dark Descent with chaos mod. Done like a regular any percent, and I did like a glitchless run too, which is something. Woo! A proper like crowd control, I feel like would be pretty dope though. It's kind of where they didn't, because when Rebirth came out, I believe it was when Rebirth came out, Frictional made the source code for Dark Descent Machine for Pigs open source. It's like you could just, you know, mod the hell out of it. I'm curious to see what custom stories get made for this, because I messed around with a lot of custom stories for the Dark Descent, because it just has a ton. being as popular as it was back in the day. I never really messed around with custom stores for Soma or Rebirth. I heard there were some decent ones though. Just curious to see what people might make for the bunker. Very, very curious. All right, come on, let's get the record. I might need to grab a snack here soon. Probably at like 9. Can I wait 30 minutes for a snack? I don't know. I might be a little too hungry. Be a little too hungry to wait that long. Maybe I just get record down and I go eat. Ooh, that was a bad drop down. Okay. Unless it's like literally perfect, like just perfect boost, perfect prop fly. I don't think it's got a shot, but okay. Nah, it doesn't. It's too slow. Good attempt, but it's not enough. A long boy today. Yeah. Sleep schedule's kind of all messed up. Well, sleep schedule's messed up, and also I just have a desire to keep running this game because I'm having a lot of fun with it. So it's a little bit of a long stream, you know, a little 11-hour banger so far. Gotta go fast. I'm here to go fast and eat ass, and I'm all out of ass. Here to kick gum and chew ass. And I'm all out of gum. Like what? I'm getting this record right now. Next run. I'm getting this record right now. Yeah. No, getting this record right now. Right now. Clipping out bounds right now. I mean, I've already gotten 80% record one time of the day. How hard can it be to get it again? We need 1/10 of a second to get record back. That's it. It's all the time I gotta save. 1/10 of a second. I feel like by the time I get this record, my glitchless is going to be taken. Like, it's going to be trading them back and forth. I hope not. Ooh, okay. Good pace. Bridge is up. No. Why? That's so sad. That honestly might be the best pace I've ever gotten for that. That was such a clean clip out and clip back in. Oh well. Said more content. Throwing for content. It's a crazy idea. What if instead of being good and getting the record, I just continued to be bad and doing these runs so you guys watch for longer? Whoa. Like, if I get record back in an hour, you'd be like, that's cool, you got record, awesome, right? But if I was like, it took me 95 days to get this record back, like, that's a story. Like, it took me 17,000 hours to get this record back by 1/10 of a second. Like, oh my god, this guy's insane. Oh my god. The clip out. That was insane. Oh, okay. Another decent attempt. So if the bridge is up again, I'm just gonna forfeit this run. No, I lost out the prop fly. That was such a good boost. No, throwing for content, actually. That was such a good run. Oh. I can get 3 of the 4. I just can't get all 4 in one run. One part of it goes wrong. Trying to think of like what I can snack on that would like actually satisfy me here soon. Like what am I really hungry for? Pickles? I mean, pickles with like a nice sandwich would be good, but not a pickle on its own. For a world record? Yeah, true. I am hungry for this record. You're right. How could I forget? Over here thinking about food when I should be thinking about this record. Tacos. I mean, I'd mess up some Taco Bell for sure. Oh, terrible clipping. Amnesia, perhaps. I'm so hungry for some amnesia. My brain just wants it real bad. Pancake tacos. How does that work? Like, what do you put inside the taco? I'm assuming the pancake is the shell. Snacknesia. The new Grimace milkshake. I mean, honestly, at McDonald's, I mean, like any fast food. If you put any fast food in front of me, I would just devour it right now. But it's also 8 in the morning, and like, fast food's not really an option. There's no way to move the rocks using a prop. I tried that earlier. Like maybe with certain props you can, but not with the shovel. What is any percent record now? It is 1:37:63. 1 minute, 37 seconds. 63. 100ths of a second. My PB is 1 minute, 37 seconds, and 72 100ths of a second. So I am 9 100ths shy of the record. So I need 1/10 to beat it. Pushing it, like it just won't work. Like the shovel just doesn't do anything to it. Like maybe if you had something bigger, like the box or a pillow or something, like it could work, but. The shovel didn't do anything, unfortunately. Because I was like, you know, you're bringing the prop over here. Even if you like prop clip through like the rocks or something, do something really silly, like maybe it'd be faster. It just. Ooh, okay, okay, we gotta run, we got a chance. Bridge needs to be down, which it looks like it is, okay. And then no boost. I'm at least doing the clip out like really fast and consistently now. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna instantly mess it up here, but like whenever I'm clipping out, I'm doing it like a little bit faster. Like I'm getting some pretty crazy times. Nice like spicy chicken sandwich with like a pickle. That sounds pretty good. Sounds real good, actually. World's fastest last words. Oh, my last word is just sheesh. And I just like die mid-sheesh. That's the way I want to go out. 'Cause I feel like if you go out saying sheesh, like, you know, you lived a good life. You had a good death. Struggling right now. Struggling to put the pieces together. Watch the pieces fit because I watched them fall away. Whoa. Should write a song around that. Oh, okay. Not the greatest clip back in, but it's a shot. It's a chance. It's an opportunity. And a no boost. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, skip all that stuff. Let's get to the gameplay. I'm still just thinking about my idea of having 2 PCs set up, and while one is going through the intro, doing like an attempt on the other one and just switching back and forth. Like, I'd be... It's such a sweaty idea to do and set up, but man, it sounds so tempting. Yeah, that song stuck in your head. I feel like any given time I have like 10 songs stuck in my head. You say like a key word, I'm like, it just swaps instantly. Like, it's closing time. Like, bam, instantly stuck in my head. It's been blah. All right, stuck in my head. You know, like. Like, let the bodies hit the floor. Bam. Stuck in the head. Alright, good clipping. Decent, decent. Ooh, doggy, we got a boost. Alright. Go, 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 go. No, I didn't get over the railing. No, the railing. It comes back at the end. Soul crushing. We're getting there. So many good attempts. Just right at the end to get taken away. Yeah, that one did hurt, for sure. I don't know if necessarily that was quite on pace. It definitely would have been a good run. I think that would have... I think that probably would have gotten it. I don't want to make splits for a category this short, but like, I almost feel like I need it just to know. You know where the potential is. Like, once you start making splits for a run that's 40 seconds of gameplay, like you've gone too far. You've committed too much. Like, I feel like my clip out has gotten a lot better, or like a lot faster. Ooh, okay, that's really spicy. Okay. Maybe. We got a chance. Bridges down. Pretty crazy boosts. I wasn't even confident I got a boost. No, man, I can't prop fly. That was probably like my best shot at it, like getting to the shovel, like pace-wise. We're like right there. So I can't give up on it. I can't give up on the grind. So close to putting the pieces together. It's so close. Clip this, another one, don't clip this. I mean, the only realistic spot I would put a split in is the map change. Because that'll be automatic if I set it up that way. It'd be map change and then, like, end of the game. But I usually get around, like, a low 58s are, like, a really good time for this map change. Like, I saw 150, like, a very high 57 once. Since, like, start really paying attention. Like, clipping in before 107 is pretty good. I have some arbitrary split times that kind of work, but... Can't salvage a good prop fly. It's just like not good. Like out of the last 10 runs, like how many have died to that prop fly? Like that's how close we're getting for this stuff, you know? It's just right there. I'm getting the clip out. I'm getting the clip in. I'm getting the boost. I'm getting dehydrated. Because I'm out of water. Getting hungry. Getting tired. I just keep getting all the things. Alright, let's go. Let's go. No, the clip. Oh, the clip. Why you don't clip? You clip. Ah, this is unfortunate. Yeah, it's a good start. I feel like my clip outs have always been, or not always, but like, I've definitely been getting better. 58, yeah. I feel like the lowest I've seen is like 57.93 or something like that. But like a low 58 is really cool. No. No. It just sucks when you don't clip out. Like if I don't clip out instantly, it's just like just reset. If I clip out, I can at least like run to the end, like get some practice in. It's kind of the downside. A box just said no. Said not today. You are now on your own. Wow. Feel so alone. That was a spicy clip. Woo! Yeah, I had like no reason to get that. I kind of just went for it. That's what you got to do at any percent now. Oh, the clip back in. Oh, what a good clip out. Why have you forsaken me? I'm so sad. So I realistically need to work on my prop fly there on the shovel. I really shouldn't reset any runs that clip out, just so I can work on that. 'Cause when that's been killing so many runs, like I should take the time to practice the thing that's doing it. When the game tells you to escape the bunker, it just never specifies how you're supposed to do that, right? Clipping out of bounds gets you out of the bunker. Wakes up, kicks a box really hard, does a kickflip off a shovel, falls down a hill. Sounds like every skate video from like the early 2000s. Oh. No. Just clap out of existence, you know? A fisheye lens, oh yeah. Alright, I'll give it like 2 more attempts before I get some food. Like I said, at 9 o'clock, so I feel like I need a little snack. I don't know what I'm gonna get, but need something. What can I put together and eat in a somewhat fast manner? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some peanut butter sandwiches. Maybe that's the way to go. How did that clip out work? How in the world did I just clip out there? That was actually a miracle. Ooh, we gotta run. No. Damn. Really close. My bit rate just like tanked during that run too. Damn. No. It was so close. That would have been like a... That last run would have been a spicy attempt. With that clip out should not have worked at all, but it was cool. No. So we're so close. We're getting just good attempts in. It's not just like getting stuck on the clip in or clip out or whatever anymore. It's just like actually solid attempts here. Alright. If I don't get something this time, I might take the time to make some sandwiches. Ooh. When I go to make food, I'll throw on a little video for you guys. I think I'll like it. I'll leave you guys with a little bit of a treat. Oh, the clip. Alright, well, I want to clip out before I go. Oh god, it's gonna turn into one more. Well, no. If I don't clip out, it doesn't count. Then the rules. If I don't clip out of bounds, it doesn't count as an attempt. Never happened. What run? I don't know. I forgot about it. You got 2 minutes to live. Hold my beer. When you're trapped in a bunker, but your girlfriend says her parents aren't home. Oh, Henry, why don't you clip back in the map, my dude? Alright. Well. Let me see here. I'm gonna go get me some food real quick. It shouldn't take me too long to eat, but I gotta make it too, so let's see. Leave you guys with a little something. Just for anybody wondering. Alright, I will leave you. This video comes from Gaming Harry, makes great videos on the story. So if you're like, oh, I don't know what the story for Amnesia is, here you go.
Hello, and welcome to the next installment of Law & Order, the video series where I look at and unpack stories from games. In this one, we'll be looking at the story behind Frictional Games' 5th Amnesia installment in the series, Amnesia: The Bunker. The previous installment was Amnesia Rebirth, but the entry did divide opinion amongst players, with the game being praised for its atmosphere, world building and story, but was lacking in other areas such as the gameplay and resource management being extremely tedious, and the pacing of the overall story was ruined by the tension-breaking puzzles. Not to mention that people didn't like Anastasi Trianon as the game's protagonist. I've covered every Amnesia game stories in videos on the Dark Descent, Justine, A Machine for Pigs and Rebirth, so go and check them out if you haven't already. But now on to The Bunker. It was fantastic, and Frictional clearly decided to revisit the roots of Amnesia, and what made it so terrifying in the first place was also taking the franchise in a brand new direction. And they also brought back the semi-silent protagonist. Please note that there will be potential spoilers in this video for the entire Amnesia series, but I think that's everything. But before we do dive into the video, a quick word from the sponsor of this video, Atlas VPN. Atlas VPN have just started their summer campaign, and with that comes another great deal. 3 years of Atlas VPN for only $1.83 per month, plus 3 months extra. With over 750 servers around the world, connection to Atlas VPN servers is incredibly stable and lightning fast, which means if you're a gamer playing online competitively or just for fun and need a reliable connection, then this is ideal for you. As well as that benefit, you'll also be safe from things like being DDoSed or even things like avoiding a lobby full of bots. Of course, it's not just used for gaming. As a sports fan myself living in the UK, I find it extremely difficult to watch any US sports, so I just hop onto Atlas VPN, fire up whatever US-based streaming service I use, and can watch anything: basketball, baseball, and American football. This is also really good for using in conjunction with Netflix, where you can turn on your VPN and use it to access Netflix servers around the world. Different servers, of course, mean different options. You can use it on multiple devices, and Atlas VPN can also block any malicious links, ads, and trackers, and it also notifies you if and when someone is trying to steal your data. So make sure you take up this awesome 3-year deal, because right now you can get Atlas VPN for just $1.83 per month, plus 3 months extra with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So be quick and get your deal by clicking the link in the description or looking for the pinned link in the comments section below. The setting is the Western Front in France. It's World War I during the Battle of Verdun. Henri Clermont of the 4th Army of the Third Republic of France is running through the rain-soaked trenches. With gunfire and explosions all around him, Henri is eventually pinned down by soldiers of the German army. He was rescued by his friend, Augustin Lambert. A little further forward, Henri is ambushed once again and is suffering the effects of multiple gas grenades. Just about to succumb, Lambert shows up again and hands him a gas mask. Sometime later, Lambert went out on patrol and didn't return, leading to Henri setting out alone at night in an attempt to find his friend. He is walking through no man's land and spots a flare in the distance. He sees Lambert trapped in a crater, wounded. Henri went to him and he was in bad shape, dehydrated and close to death. Henri fills his canteen from a nearby water source and Lambert has a drink. Henri was able to get Lambert out of the crater using a rope, but whilst Henri was carrying Lambert, the pair were spotted by German soldiers and fired upon. An explosion goes off and Henri is knocked out, and Lambert seems to have been killed. Henri then wakes up many days later in the infirmary of his unit's bunker with absolutely no memory of how he got there. What's more is that there's no one around at all. Not a soul. A nearby doctor's report by Dr. Jasinski reveals that Henri, a private, suffered amnesia as a result of head trauma, and he had trouble recalling even his own name. The plan was to transfer him to a hospital in Saint-Étienne if he didn't improve. With no sign of the doctor, Henri leaves the infirmary hoping to find someone. He finds a flashlight with a pull cord, which isn't ideal, but it'll do. Then Henri finds a harrowing sight, a photo along with an autopsy of a Sergeant Reynard. Someone has absolutely torn him to shreds. Moving further into the bunker, which is mostly in darkness, and bearing deep scratch marks on the walls, Henri hears someone calling for help along with a trail of blood leading to the pantry. The soldier needing help is sat up but is gravely injured.
Henri, thought I was the last one. We're trapped down here. The rat fucking officers ran and blew the exit behind them. You want to escape. You need to blow it back open. There's dynamite in the arsenal. And a handle to trigger it somewhere in the excavation site. Get them, and you can make it out. Shit. That thing, it's coming for me. Here, take this. Finish me off, please. I want to die at the hands of a brother soldier, not that monster.
Henri goes to get the bullets from the pantry, but as he returns, so, dynamite and the detonation handle. Simple. Well, no, not really simple at all. The thing that took that soldier will be lurking around, and to make it worse, there's also a lockdown in effect. The good news is that the generator works. Henri needs to take a trip to the officers' quarters in order to find a soldier named Delisle, but it's not long until Henri comes face to face with a beast, a massive humanoid creature. Finding the deceased Delisle, and therefore the wheel needed in order to lift the lockdown, Henri has opened up areas of the bunker. The maintenance sector, where he needs to find the Foreman Stafford, who has a dog tag on him which has the code for his locker on it. Henri makes it to the pillbox and is being fired upon by German soldiers, so he can't exactly leave the bunker that way. Inside Stafford's locker was a wrench, very useful for Henri's next endeavour. He ventures into the prison area of the bunker. He needed the wrench to loosen bolts on a vent cover in order to get into a room which contained the controls for the prison cells. Inside one of the cells is prisoner 73014, a German prisoner who was one of 20 soldiers from the 4th Reserve Corps. They were all shipped off to camps apart from this prisoner. He was thought to be a captain as he ripped his rank and insignia from his uniform just before capture. Anyway, inside his cell are some chain cutters which, again, will come in handy. Of course, the creature shows up and wants a snack. Choosing to save the prisoner or let the beast kill him, Henri goes to the soldiers' quarters next. He needs to go to the communications room. He found a note stating that some of the officers have fled the bunker, trapping the other men inside the bunker with the beast, and would promise to keep in touch via radio with the code to the arsenal. Henri needs this so he can access the dynamite needed to escape. There's still no sign of Lambert though. Henri finds a photo of Lambert, his wife and child on his bed, along with his journals in the barracks stating that he was the one who rescued Henri and carried him back to the bunker, and more strangely, he felt great afterwards. Stronger. A man so close to death being able to carry someone on his back. Something strange is going on. Either way, Lambert didn't die in the explosion. After avoiding the monster, Henri finds a key to the communication room and uses the radio to hear a code being communicated for the arsenal. One final place to go. The arsenal.
I made my food, but I gotta
The
eat,
entrance
so
to the arsenal is on
you
the
guys
other
keep
side of
watching
the
this for a little bit.
section. So Henri has to creep round really quietly and try to get to the room containing the dynamite. He does manage it, barely, but gets the explosives needed. He heads back to the exit and places the dynamite there in its place. But Henri still needs the detonator, which is in the tunnels. Throughout his time navigating the bunker, Henri has found journals which talk about an excavation. They try to open old Roman tunnels in order to use them to gain a tactical advantage against the German army. But something went wrong and was unleashed in the tunnels, and a group of soldiers decided to sabotage the mission by blowing up the tunnel in an attempt to contain whatever it was, sealing it off, accidentally trapping a soldier named Toussaint inside. But more on that shortly. Anyway, part of the bunker leading to the excavation site is flooded, but after draining it with the pump, Henri makes it through. He finds a note from one of his fellow men, the aforementioned Toussaint. Seems he was influenced by something in the tunnels, something he saw. He became obsessed with the dreams he was having as a result and hated being awake in the real world. So he gouged out his eyes so he could see properly. Walking down the tunnels, Henri sees artifacts and structures which contain a strange sort of energy and certainly don't seem to be earthly by any stretch. He hears the voice of Toussaint, who is armed with a shotgun and is very hostile. Henri takes him down, retrieves the detonator handle and returns to the dynamite. He blows it, but it doesn't clear the rubble. It instead blows a hole in the ground, but with no other option, Henri jumps down and follows it. He enters into a massive underground cavern area with more strange architecture, along with a pulsing light. Henri is able to see the exit, but he has one more face-off with the beast. After some cat and mouse, he manages to get free of it and exits the cavern. Freedom. But as he falls down the hill, he lands in some water and comes across the dead bodies of more of his fellow men. Henri hears the shouts of the German army not far from him and the game cuts to black and ends. So, as usual with these games, due to the protagonist suffering amnesia and having no memory of what happened prior to everything going to pot, we rely upon the game's documents in order to find out what happened. It can be difficult to focus on finding the game's documents when you're being actively hunted and trying to use your flashlight, which acts as a very helpful but albeit dangerous dinner bell. But we have a fair bit to discuss here, so let's begin. As we see from the start of the game, Henri was saved by a fellow soldier after he was pinned down in a trench by the forces of the German Empire and was suffering the effects of a gas grenade. This fellow soldier, named Augustin Lambert, provided Henri with a gas mask, allowing him to make it out safely. Turns out that the two are the best of friends. On the 8th of July 1916, a sergeant named Joubert needed a scout to go out to the communication wires and back to the bunker again. The sergeant believed that either Henri and Lambert may have been involved in the tunnel sabotage. Henri and Lambert had a game of chance to decide who should go, but Henri used sleight of hand to trick his friend, meaning that Lambert was sent out on patrol instead. The following morning, Lambert hadn't returned from his patrol. It's made worse by the fact that the German army have just started shelling again. Henri harbours guilt for tricking his friend, which could ultimately have led to his death. He sees his fellow men laughing, drinking and singing, to the point where Henri decided that he would venture out at night and go and find Lambert. So he did. And then the game's opening section takes place, leading to Henri being knocked out and taken back to the infirmary. Let's rewind a couple of weeks. On the 30th of April 1916, an engineering team gave the go-ahead to open up some old Roman tunnels. The hope was that the French army could use the tunnels in order to spring a surprise attack on the opposition forces. On the 2nd of May, they managed to break through their old storage area and into the old Roman tunnels. The team found them to be structurally sound and very deep, and they are delighted that the tunnels will lead directly to the German line. They note that they found some urns and some strange Latin texts. 3 days later, on 5th of May, a private, Nikolai Johannes, writes to his love, Amanda, and states that it's been weeks since he's seen combat, but he mentions a new kind of fear spreading throughout the bunker. It seems that something is emanating from deep within it. After being woken up by the noise and going to investigate, he stood at the entrance of the Roman tunnels, and something came running towards him. It was actually Toussaint, who had also been woken up by the noises. There was something down there, but Toussaint would not say what it was. After some time, on the 9th of May, the officers presented Neuer with the strange aging texts. Problem is that they were too fragile to survive in a war-torn environment, so they needed more careful hands. After studying the text for a couple of days, Neuer realized that the texts were not of Roman origin. They were Latin, sure, but contained absolutely no references to Roman culture at all. They instead were of a religious or superstitious nature. A few days later, Neuer confirmed that the texts were indeed of a religious nature, that the people who wrote them believed that they had found a means to immortality, to live forever. The texts also spoke of a dark world full of spirits and monsters, endlessly alive with the cries of torment. Neuer calls the tunnels a doorway into some pagan hell, and finishes by mentioning that the texts speak of some sort of substance that is meant to grant the worthy some sort of immortality. It gets creepier. Neuer actually told no one about what was described in the texts. However, a private Leroux came out of the tunnels talking about the things he'd seen, which were accurately described in the texts. Not just that, but he'd written a letter to officers Fournier and Blanchet. He explained that he'd noticed a strange glowing liquid seeping from the walls of the Roman tunnels. He turned around and he was now standing in a vast plain of darkness. A light in the distance appeared to be calling Leroux forwards. But Leroux blinked and was back in the tunnel again. He was haunted by what he saw and requests medical leave. Neuer files a report stating what he had found from the texts. Remember Toussaint, how he came out of the tunnels and saw Johannes? Well, Toussaint mentions that he dreams of taking part in a ritual, drinking a sweet liquid which fills him with carnal desires. He talks of her unending kingdom. He speaks again of immortality. Toussaint finished by mentioning that he only wants to exist in the dreams and visions he experiences, explaining why Toussaint gouged his own eyes out so that he could see properly. Leroux, on the other hand, had been telling his fellow men in the bunker what he saw in the tunnels, and 3 days later, on the 18th of May, he was punished by High Command. Neuer was worried that they'd come for him next. Neuer speaks of some kind of terrible force that lurks in the shadows all around them. A High Command...
Good video. But we ain't got time to watch the rest of it. If you do want to watch the rest of it here, there's the video link for you. We got to get back to doing some speedruns.
Hello, and welcome.
No, stop. All right. Time to go fast. I got a little food. Got a refill on water. Now to get this record back. That's it. So close. You're now on your own. Wow. Oh no, I'm waking up. Oh no. Yeah, I didn't grab that in the best way. No. It's probably GG, but let's go practice the rest. If I clip out, I might as well. Well. We're getting there. We're dancing around it. Just can't seem to pull it all together. A 140 finish with the glitch. Ha ha ha. Woo. Yep. Just me over here cheating it up. Hacking the game. Logging into the Matrix. Ooh, okay. Decent attempt. One hundredth of a second. That got the record by 1/100th of a second. Previous record was 1:37.63. Yeah, I lost it by 9/100ths of a second. I'll take it back by 1. You know, so I need it 1. That's beat my PB by 1/10 of a second. I'll take it. Oh. Yeah, I kind of went a little too high in the prop fly there, but the rest of that was really clean. Sheesh. And if you want to learn how to do this run that takes 1 minute and 37 seconds, I do have a any percent tutorial. If you're in chat right now, it's the top pinned. If you're on YouTube, it's going to be linked down in the comments below. The food made the difference. It truly did. Still not sub 3 in-game time though. Jesus Christ, it took a while to grind. What happened about Thunder on Twitter? The way he was hosted before, like his backend, took away the free access to their stuff, and I never found a replacement for it. And then all the stuff happened with Twitter that did, and I don't feel like finding hosting for it anymore. So it's just like rip forever. Woo! That's a way to get a record back. That's so stupid. I love it. Oh, do I even mess with inbounds? Do I even mess with inbounds? Or do I just go get all these VODs on YouTube and make my glitchless tutorial? I might do that, honestly. That might be the smart thing to do. Save inbounds for another day. It would be nice to have the clean sweep, though. It really would. I don't think there's gonna be much more time to get really mega tired. Nah, it's got food. I feel like this is my like second wind. Like when I come down from this, like yeah, I'll be tired. Oh man, I should just fucking clean sweep it, but I feel like inbounds need some more routing. I don't really feel like routing at the moment. I just feel like doing runs, and I don't want to run that without it, so. Alright, I think, as much as I want to keep streaming, I think it is better if I just go record my glitchless tutorial and then get all this stuff on YouTube before I wake up and it's been beaten by 2/1000ths of a second or some shit, you know? Is there anybody even on? I know it's 9:30 in the morning, but is there... is there anybody to say hi to? Definitely not used to trying to find hosts and raids at 9:30 in the morning. Oh, so silly. Let me have a quick glance. Let me have a little bit of a quick glance around. It was a fun time, though. Technically got 2 80% records. So I had one at the beginning of the stream. Then lost it while grinding glitchless and then got it back. So, you know. Alright, I am not really seeing anyone I recognize, so we might just say we'll save that for another day. I hate to do that with so many viewers here. But, just not seeing anybody, so. If you want to go raid something, you're looking for more content. Like I said, if you want to try out this run for yourself, you can check out the Speedrun channel for the speedy stuff. If you want to watch me play through this game casually, it's on the playthrough channel with many others. Many other playthroughs indeed. Yeah, like I said, if you want to learn glitchless for this, I'm gonna go actually record the tutorial right after I stop streaming, so that should hopefully be up in a couple hours from now. So, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, it's a blast, you know.